welcome. These are horse racing selections for Thursday, the 4th of January. I am Flat Cap Callum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Okay, tonight's vid, definitely shorter than last night's vid. It was an end of year review, that's why it was longer. So shorter vid, we're going to go through the review of Wednesday and then we'll do Thursday's bets. We'll have a quick mention on the darts and the golf, and then we will do the announcement of the inaugural 2023 Tipster League Championships, heading into this weekend where we are starting afresh for the 2024 champion. So Wednesday, what did we have? We only had 5 selections, shorter prices. We got a winner, we got a couple of places, we made a tiny profit. So 4.55 Kempton King of Speed. Funny one, that it really wasn't given the best of rides. I don't think it was out on the wing, and it took a lot more ground than everything else, so not great, that one. And then 6.30 Kempton First Company, really good winner in a very, very tight end to a race. SP to 8, same as the channel price. And then we had, it's a bit annoying that I was flip-flopping between split legging that one or not, and Tenerife Sunshine was my slight lean, and now I wish I clearly left that one in and just binned off Andaley. But yeah, Tenerife Sunshine placed, Andaley didn't, and then Sandy's Paradise placed. The last two at slightly shorter prices. So it was a win single on First Company, and then it was place double and a place treble on the 2 different Yankees. So the channel had it on 7.50 on, 8.67 back, £1.17. I think even if you did SP, you'd have made a few pence profit. So it really wouldn't have varied massively on that one. But yeah, at least we can say after 2 videos of 2024, we have made profit on one of them, albeit the £1.17 didn't really touch the size of the 36 quid lost on Monday. So we are currently on the week minus £35. That is where we are. Word on the golf, that starts tomorrow evening or Thursday evening, depending on when you're watching this video. Word on the darts, we didn't have an interest going into the final, but cracking final. To me, I wanted Humphries to win, to be honest. So for those of you who watched it, I know a lot of people have been cheering on the young lad, but I wanted Humphries to win. I think at 16, it would have been a lovely story. It is a lovely story. He got to a final. I think that's too much too soon. You see so often in all sorts of sports, these young people go on and win things and then just don't see them again. It happens in so many different sports, football, tennis, all sorts. So I think the right player won. I think it's a terrific story. Luke Littler got to the final, but Humphries just found a gear which was unreal. Littler didn't play bad. Humphries just was on another level. So fair play. It was a great final, and I have to say, right, I was watching it. I haven't got Sky Sports, and I found a stream online to watch it, and my computer crashed halfway through what turned out to be the final leg of the match, and then lo and behold, BBC News pops up with a news alert for me to tell me the result. I was like, oh, I mean, not ideal, but to be fair, I was jumping on the back of a stream and I wasn't paying for it, so there we go. That's the darts and the golf. So let's get into Thursday's plan. So Thursday's plan, I've actually got £25 stake, 12 selections, 11 races. So it is a stake and a quarter, which has surprised me a little bit. On paper, I looked at it and I thought, well, may find 1 or 2 at Hereford, may find 1 or 2 at Lingfield, and probably have a few more at Newcastle. Sure enough, I'm Newcastle stacked, and after Monday, I imagine most people will be giving me a wide berth. But statistically, in the last 6 months at Newcastle on your weather, we've been doing well, but Monday clearly wasn't good at all on Newcastle. So we are trying our luck again at Newcastle. But what I've done is I've got 3 risky priced ones at Hereford on the jumps, and I've left them together in a Trixie. So although there's 12 selections, it would have possibly made more sense to have done 3 Yankees. I've done it as a Trixie at Hereford, and then the all-weather, I've got 1 Lingfield and 8 at Newcastle, and I've split them between a Yankee on the bigger prices and a Canadian on the smaller prices. That is how I've done it. So yeah, it turns out £25. So it's a Trixie on the jumps, and then an all-weather Yankee and an all-weather Canadian. There's only one race where I've got two selections. So let me talk you through it. So this is sort of, you know, trying my luck, I would say. But I'll talk you through. So I've got three here, all at Hereford. 128 Hereford Parish Star. Now it's a 6-runner maiden, not a race most are going to look at. But what you've got is you've got the shorter end of the market, albeit some of them were purchased from some valuable prices. They've got to prove their worth over the discipline. So there's always a question mark against horses in that kind of vein. And the one of them that showed the best form, I don't think is a million miles away from Parish Star. Now, the quality of the horse of Parish Star, it doesn't look anything special, but the other horses have got to prove themselves, and I think it was 50-1 for that versus single figure price for the horse that has shown the most so far on hurdles. But because it's got a filly's allowance, if you take that into account, so basically for those uninitiated, it means it's basically got £7 lighter weight, and then when you do the conversion for kind of rating versus weight, it's only got to find a few pounds. So I felt it was worth trying a luck. It's a 6-runner, therefore we get quarter the odds as well, which makes it more valuable. So yeah, it's a speculative one because I'd be surprised if that horse came last, but the market says that is the last horse. I think realistically, probably going to come 4th or 5th. But it wouldn't be for me a complete shock reading the race for it to make top 2. So we're trying to luck with Parish Star at 50s. And then the 158 Hereford, another maiden race. This one's only run once on the jumps. Well, we'll finish once on the jumps. And this horse is a funny name. Over a Bottle o' Fred, unless I've completely misread it, which is quite possible with dyslexia. But Over a Bottle of Fred, 25-1. I think it looks like a horse will definitely improve for last time out. And given, again, it's not a great quality race, I can see that horse framing definitely. So I thought we'll keep that in at 25s, and then that's a pretty good 100-1 shot, I would say. I mean, in terms of actual prices, if you levelled them out, I would say that should be shorter than those two. So it gives you a bit of an understanding of, from a 100-1 shot point of view, I think there's a lot more margin in that price than any of the others, because I would have that shorter than those other two, and I'm putting up the other two. But the 328 Hereford's a handicap. M Lady May, 100-1, and 100-1 most bookies as well. I think there's a lot going on that horse. So last time out is why the price is what it is. It didn't perform very well, and it changed back hands to Katie Price. So not, if anyone's in any doubt, I don't mean Katie Price, the former glamour model, Katie Price, the horse racing trainer. And in the spring, it had a different trainer, and it was going and point to points, and it won a couple of point to points. Before that, it was with Katie Price. So in the spring, it went off to this other trainer's come back to her. So it has run Hereford Handicap, albeit much shorter distance, and it wasn't disgraced. And it's now, I think it's £13 lower, and it stepped up in distance, but it has 1 point to points. And so as much as you look at it and you kind of go, it's a bit of a strange profile horse, it's way better than 100s. I would probably back it at 20s, and so in that regard, 20s probably. I would back it at 20s. I think when I cut it down, I would probably would have backed it maybe down 16s is where I think I would have it. I don't think that's where the market will put it. I don't think the market's going to do loads with it, to be fair. So I just think it's one of those opportunities where the way the market would set it and punters would read the race, I don't think they're going to go much on that horse. But I think there's a lot of value in that. So I would back it 18-1. I think 16s would be where I'd say no. So 18s is where I'd back it on that one. So what we've got is a 25. It's funny. Sorry, 25 each way Trixie. So each way doubles and trebles. And then I've written the singles because they're all different up there. So 75 each way single on Parish Star at 50s, 50p each way single over a Bottle of Fred at 25s, and £1 each way single on M Lady May. This is a really good kind of lesson point, if you like. I'm not trying to be a teacher here, or some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? I was trying to think of a Star Wars reference. It's gone out of my head. Anywho, what I'm trying to say is this goes against how traditionally people would learn how to do staking. So the bigger price has got the most stake on it. That isn't necessarily what I would say, do in your own bets, but because I believe the most value also presides in 100 to 1, therefore there is a bigger stake on the bigger value. It happens to also be the bigger price. Whereas I know conventional wisdom is the shorter the price, the more likely a horse is to win, therefore you put more money on. That is how you end up in the poorhouse. So it's finding the value. So if all you did is back shorties, right, roughly speaking, the way that the overround market works, most people over the course of a year would be losing somewhere between 15-20%, right? That's what the average punter should. If you were back in level stakes, 15-20% loss on a year. And that's why some people are happy doing that as a hobby. If you're getting less than that as a loss, you're actually doing okay, and if you make a profit, you're doing really good okay. But you need to understand the value to be able to look at where the opportunity is. That horse may well finish last; it might pull up, but from my point of view, I would back the horse at 18 to 1, and it sat there at hundreds. So 650, that's the bet. 365 and Paddy joint best on this one. So standard terms 2, standard terms 3, 4 places on that race. 365 and Paddy, you get Bog in the morning. If you haven't got them, it's basically Sky, Hills, 888, Unibet, Betfred, Boyle Sports, Betway. Generally speaking, I think the advice is, as it has been recently, avoid Corals, avoid Ladbrokes. They are not paying great extra places at the moment. So for my bets, you might get some best price guaranteed on them, but you're not going to get any advantage of extra places. So if you absolutely can avoid, I would not be putting my bets on with Coral or Ladbrokes, because you are just disadvantaging yourself. It drives me potty, the fact that you go on the high street, so many Corals and Ladbrokes, but actually they're paying some of the poorest places, and they're just taking advantage of punters who don't have access to online accounts. So 650, that's the jumps bet. Right, so Yankee for the all-weather is this. My one Lingfield horse, very low quality race, but 315 Lingfield. I think there's a little bit of mileage in Laurentia 20s. Then we're going 337 Newcastle. That's the race I've got 2 in. Strong team is 50s. I think that's worth taking. If all you did was look at last time out, you'd say that should be shorter. So I think the horse is likely to come in a little bit in price. 410 Newcastle, Mecbat. That's my number one selection really at Newcastle from a value perspective. 25s. I think there's a lot of distance you can go down with Mecbat. And then we've got 710 Newcastle Global Humour 14s. It's a 20p each way Yankee, 4 lots of 50p each way singles, so 50p each way singles on all 4, and then 20p each way double on Strong Team and Mecbat. That makes it 880. The bookie advice on this one, a little bit different to usual. Joint top, Sky, Hills, 888 and Betfred. You'll get the same place terms on those 4 bookmakers. There's one race where they are 4, where most others are 3. Then it's 365 or Paddy joint 5th best, and then if you want any more, it's Betfair, Unibet, Betway. Again, no Coral, no Ladbrokes, please. That's bet 2. And then finishing off the Canadian all at Newcastle. We've got the 337 Newcastle Gift of Raj at 16s, 440 Newcastle Key Look at 8s, 510 Newcastle Rocket Rod at 11s, 640 Newcastle, so one of the classified low quality ones, but I think Cheese the One's got should be probably half that. I think really the price should be about 11 to 2, but it's 11 to 1 currently. Cheese the One 11s, and then 740 Newcastle the Gay Blade at 12s, 10p each way Canadian. It's a 50p win single on Keyluk, the single figure price, and we're doing 50p each way singles on the other 4. It makes it 970 your bet. Sky are better on 2 races than everybody else. Unibet are better than 1 than everybody else other than Sky, so they are second best. And then 365 or Paddy, then basically everybody else not Ladbrokes or Coral. That is bet 3. that takes you to the £25. All right, that is that. Let me just get my data up. So the Tipster League stuff. So that's the bets. If you want, that's all you want. See you tomorrow night. I'll be back for Friday, where I think it might be Southwell and Maydown where I'll probably be looking most. But Tipster League. So Tipster League, last week of the Tipster League was week 19. 49 entries, so low for entries. 11 made a profit, 22%, and 2/3 lost absolutely everything. The winner for week 19 was Eugene Rooney, £51. Well done, Eugene. £51. He's been doing pretty good recently, Eugene. So well done, £51. You have won week 19. There were, as I said, 11 made profit. So joint second, we had Bilbo Baggins. I don't know if that's the legit one, who was from like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, and he's still alive, or whether that is somebody's handle, not sure. H. Morgan, Simon Gum, all with £20 joint second. We had Derek again. He's I think 4 weeks. He's made profit. So well done to Derek, £8, along with Gerard Macaulay, and then we had Mick Fenn, Alex Powell, Rob Walkin, Stuart Benson and Ian Burrows, the 11th person to make a profit with £1.50. So I've got to announce then the overall December winners, and then the final result. So overall December winner, drum roll. Probably can't hear that sound through the computer, but overall the winner of December, so just December we're doing first. Well done, James Patterson. Had an absolute stormer, £252 profit. He went into December in a loss for the whole competition, but in December made £252 profit. So well done to him. Al Plevy was second, £148. And Mick Fenn, well done. You managed to get third in December. You were third place overall in December, £127.80. I think true fact, all three of them were in negative figures in going into the month, and they've all turned it around and become top three. So overall in the whole Fantasy Tipster League table, there were 39 people across the 19 weeks that made a profit, which I think is pretty decent stuff. There are a number of those were one-hit wonders. We saw them 1 week, we never saw them again. So there's a few of them that appear in that list of 39. But yeah, 39 overall. So what I'm going to do, this might take ages. I'll do it really, really quickly. I'm going to go in reverse order. I'm not going to play any funky music, but like top 40, but really, really, really quick. And to go through, so I can name check everybody across 19 weeks that made a profit, irrespective of how much. Because some of these people will have never got a shout out. So let's do that. So 39th, we had Jim Harris with 60p. 38th, Nick Carney with £1.30. 37th, Ian Todd with £2. Joint 35th, Bilbo Baggins and Stuart Ray with £4. 34th, Marcus Stanley, regular on the channel, £4.80. 33rd, Scott Kelly, £5. 32nd, Charlie B with £5.20. 31st, Gerard Macaulay with £6.60. 30th, so top 30, Anthony Doobie, £8. 29th, Kevin Mark, £8.80. Joint 27th, Cat Booth and Patrick Langford with £10. 26th, Dixon Clan with £13. 25th, Derek Gardner with £14. 24th, Ian Mack with £17. 23rd, Paul Dunkley with £17.33. 22nd, one of the top contributors on the channel, Shane Walter, £18.10. 21st, Matt London, £20. 20th, I don't think we've seen him right since the beginning of the Fantasy Tips League, but Mark Dreyfus, £20.20. Then we're into number 19. So Derek constantly thought he was losing, but has come out at the end of 2023 with £25.60 profit. Ed Trainer is 18th, £32.60. Lee C 6607 is 17th with 37.10. In 16th, everybody's favourite, it's Susan, £37.80. Hasn't been in the top 10 for a very, very long time, but Susan has been chipping away, 37.80. 15th, Zach Benstead, 39.18. 14th overall is Mick Fenn, 41.60. 13th, H. Morgan, 42.60. 12th, Rob Walkin, 58.87. And 11th, one place out the top 10, is Drawman with 60. And then we're in to the top 10. Number 10, John P, 3,500. I never get it right. £63 and 3 pence. 9th, Robin Wilson, £67. 8th, Robin A, £67.25p. So the battle of the Robins. Robin A beat Robin Wilson by 25p. And then we're into the big scorers, the top 7 that all hit 100 plus. So number 7 very clearly was Alex Powell, £100, 83 pence. 6th, shot up the leaderboard a bit, Eugene Rooney, £112.20. 5th place, Des Gibbons, £114.10. 4th place, Al Plevy, £133.20, which means the top 3 who have been the top 3 for a while. 3rd place, Samar Kevin, £155. 2nd place is James Patterson, £205. So winner by £8. Been top for a long time. Well done. Secret Lemonade Drinker, £213, is the inaugural 2023 FCC Fantasy Tipster League champion. Ta-da! There we go. That's the big reveal. Like, I haven't got sparklers and stuff like that going on. But well done. Secret Lemonade Drinker, £213. So across 19 weeks, I don't think he played every single week, but if that was a £190 bet, it would basically just over doubled money. So him and James Patterson would have just over doubled money across that 19 weeks if they played every single week. So excellent effort from them. But it's interesting, just goes to show you. So, you know, if you put that over the whole year, it would be pretty good effort if anybody managed to double their money. So we'll see what 2024 brings. Bearing in mind, we're not necessarily going to be running a full year if I'm having a break, but we'll see what 2024 brings for the start. So that starts this Saturday. So that concludes 2023 Tipster League. So what we'll carry on doing in 2024 is the league table will start from scratch. The monthly totals will carry on. So we'll have a January winner, February winner, so forth. And then in the background, I will just keep a little bit of an eye on what is the total of the overall since we began table, which I might mention on occasion. But really, what the main title everyone's playing for now is the 2024 champion table. So we can start from scratch. So I'm sure there'll be a few people coming out the woodwork trying their luck now the table is reset. All right, that is me for this Wednesday evening. I shall be back tomorrow night. As I said, I think it's probably Southwell and Maidan. Then Saturday looks quite interesting. There's some okay jump stuff, but I think there's 3 all-weather meetings. So yeah, that's going to make it a little bit interesting for Saturday. We've had a few quiet ones, so we'll see how we go. But yeah, I quite like to dig into this £35 deficit. Really, I don't really want to start a heavy loss for the first week of the year. But yeah. Not the best start over 2 days, albeit we did make a tiny profit yesterday, so that's not the end of the world. All right, see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye bye.